Hello, everybody. Welcome to skill number 3 of the reading section of the TOEFL preparation course. And before we get into skill 3, we're going to do a little review of skills 1 to 2. So if you don't want to do this review, you can skip to skill 3. Okay, so just a little fresh recap on skills 1 and 2, which we already saw. We saw that skill 1 is actually the first skill, right, where it says choose or identify the main idea questions by reading the first sentence in the paragraph, right, or in the text. And skill 2 basically talks about the organization between those main ideas, right? How is the text or the passage organized based on the main ideas of each of the paragraphs? Sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 3, sometimes there's 5 paragraphs, right? So we have to notice that relationship, and we're going to review this. So I'm going to leave the exercise right here for passage 1, and I recommend you pause the video, do it, answer number 1 and number 2, and then we'll check it in a moment and then move on to passage 2, okay? Okay, so let's check this one. Number 1 is C. Different calendars have dissimilar bases. And number 2 is B. 2 types of calendars are described. If you notice, it's kind of the same idea, right? It's connected, it's related. Okay, now let's continue to passage 2. Okay, so we have passage 2, and in a moment I will bring it down so you can check the questions, okay? So if you want to pause the video. Okay, now the questions are number 3 to 6. So if you want to do them, and then we'll check them in a moment. Okay, so let's check them. Number 3 is C. Vaccines are derived in different ways. Number 4 is B. There are 3 types of vaccine, which the passage mentions. Number 5 is going to be passage 2, right? That's where they describe the vaccines that are made from dead organisms. And number 6 is going to be paragraph 3, right? That's the paragraph that discusses vaccines that do not contain the disease-causing microorganisms. Number 5 and number 6 are for the computer, so it's not necessary that you do them, but you can do them for extra practice, okay? Now let's move on to passage 3. Okay, so I'll leave passage 3 here for a moment so you can pause the video, read it, and then we'll go to the questions. Okay, so let's go to the questions 7 to 10. Number 7 is going to be D, a definition and example of a hoax. Number 8 is going to be A, various types of hoaxes have been perpetrated. Number 9, if you did it, is going to be paragraph 1. And number 10 is going to be paragraph 3. Okay. Now, if you have any questions on this review, I recommend you put it in the comments and I'll answer your questions. Okay, very good. Now we're going to go on to skill 3. Okay, skill 3 is part of 3 different skills, which is skill 3, 4, and 5, and they're called directly answered questions. Now, skill 3 has to do with stated detailed questions, and these directly answered questions means that the information that you're looking for is included or not included in the text, right? I say included or not included because the first skill that we're going to see, skill 3, the information is included or is true. You can find it in the text. For the second one, it's the information that is not stated or unstated. That is the information that is not true or not included or not mentioned is the one we're looking for. And the third one is pronoun reference questions, where they basically ask you, like, what does it mean in this sentence? Or what does they mean in this line, right? So answer detailed questions correctly looks easy on the surface because the information is there, it's stated, but it's a little bit complicated the way in which it is presented, okay? Okay, so we're going to look at an example. In this text, it says Williamsburg is a historic city in Virginia that was settled by English colonists in 1633, 26 years after the first permanent English colony in America was settled at Jamestown. Now, here it asks us the passage indicates that Jamestown was settled in 1863. Yes or no? Let's go back. Williamsburg is a historic city that was settled. So, Williamsburg was settled in 1633, not Jamestown. Jamestown was settled 26 years after Williamsburg. And see, this is where it gets confusing because you say, okay, which one was first, Williamsburg or Jamestown? But Williamsburg is presented first and Jamestown is presented second. But we know that Jamestown was the first permanent English colony. So this one was actually first, and Williamsburg was established 26 years after. But you see how they give the information in this way so you get confused, right? Okay, so Jamestown was not established 26 years after Williamsburg because Jamestown was first, and D was originally named Middle Plantation. No, Middle Plantation was actually Williamsburg, right? So this one is not correct. So the correct one is C. Jamestown was the first permanent English colony in America, right? Okay, so we can see the explanation right down here where it basically tells us that A, B, and D are incorrect and C is the best answer to the question. So these type of questions can pop up basically with these type of questions right here, as we will see. According to the passage, it is stated in the passage indicates that, or which of the following is true. Remember that this could also be a true, right? A true question. The answer to these questions are generally found in order in the passage, which means the first questions are going to be found first and the last questions last, and in that order in the text or passage. How to answer the question? First, choose a keyword in the question. Second, skim in the appropriate part of the passage for the keyword or idea. Third, read the sentence that contains the keyword or idea carefully. And fourth, eliminate the definitely wrong answers and choose the best answer from the remaining choices, okay? So next up, we're gonna go with the exercise, and I wish you luck. Okay, so now you're gonna do passage 1 from TOEFL exercise 3, and it actually includes 4 questions or 4 exercises. So if you wanna pause the video, read the passage, and then when you finish, we will go with the questions, okay? Good luck. Okay, so I'm going to show you number 1 and number 2, which are on the screen, and now number 3 and number 4. Okay, so in a moment we will check it. Pause the video, please. Okay, let's check them. So first, number 1 is going to be C. Ice covers a large portion of the Earth's surface. And number 2 is going to be B. There are 2 ways of, or 2 methods of recognizing past ice ages, okay? Now let's check number 3 and number 4. Number 3 is going to be D, substances from other areas. And number 4 is not necessary that you do it. It's actually a little bit difficult because you can't really see the picture, but it's C, okay? Now let's go with the next passage then, passage 2. So passage 2 has 3 questions. If you want to pause the video, read it, and then I'll show you the questions and we'll check them, okay? Okay, so I'm going to show you the questions, 5 to 7. Pause the video, answer them. Okay, so now we're going to check them. Number 5 is going to be D, force blood into the arteries. Number 6 is going to be A, as the heart beats. This one's a little confusing because you're like, the heart, what? But don't think about it too much, right? It's as the heart beats, not between, not before, not before, it's between, okay? And if you did number 7, this one is C, okay? We got one more passage, passage 3, and the last 4 questions, okay? So we're going to go to that now. Okay, so now we have passage 3. If you want to pause the video, read it, and then we'll go to the questions so we can check them. Okay, so let's check the questions now. Here we have questions 8 to 11. If you want to pause the video, answer them, and then we'll check them in a moment. Okay, number 8 is B. Number 9 is B. Was a period when most of the U.S. mass transportation was controlled by the railroads. Number 10 is B. It improved economy in the transportation system. And number 11 is D, okay? If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. And I hope you liked today's class. This is all for today. And next videos, we will see skill 4 and also do a couple of reviews from the other skills, okay? So I will see you all next time. Have a great day. Bye.